What's going on, guys? Mikkel here, and today we're getting into some XRP technicals and how I think the chart's going to play out alongside a potential settlement or end of the court case. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you like it, subscribe to the channel, and comment down below. Guys, recently you've been blowing up the channel, so keep on subscribing. It really helps out a lot and will help me focus on this more in the future. So anyway, guys, let's jump into this. And first, I want to show you what I saw playing out before and what kind of happened there, and then my new prediction going forward. So to go back from the start, if you guys didn't see the last video, we were essentially watching this symmetrical triangle that played out back between November and March, where it essentially consolidated into this region before having a massive explosion to the upside. After that, it crashed all the way back down, fell through this support level, and the support level from this old consolidation region. It fell through it and ended up landing back on the old resistance where it found support, pumped back up, and ended up back on top of this support. What I thought was going to play out is it was going to consolidate in the end of this triangle back on the old support, and what was going to happen was, like many were predicting, a settlement would come at the end of September, and it would break out of this and pump to all-time highs. Well, judging by the recent price action, it recently dumped out of this triangle, which I thought was pretty interesting because it doesn't invalidate what we were watching. It was just not the reaction we were looking for. We were looking for a break up. We got a break down. But it's really not the end of the world. We're still making higher lows. We seem to be landing on this new resistance. And I'm, for now, going to pull this back here and draw this up here. And really, this is the new formation I'm really watching. And this is a pretty significant one because we see a ton of similarities to this old one. And let me just point that out real quick. So if we take this brush, you can see that we had this initial block kind of pump up right here that started the trend. We have that same thing essentially right here, where we see this block up, and then we see a dump, and then we dump right back down to here. Then we see this bottoming period where it kind of trades flat and doesn't do much, and we see that same thing right here. Then we see a grind up to back at the top of the range. We see that same thing right here, and then we see a dump back down to the support, which we see right here. And as you guys can see, we essentially have the same pattern going on in both of these scenarios. What I would expect to happen here is we stay above this trend line, grind to the end of this triangle before we explode upward, which now looks like will happen around late November, mid-November, anywhere around there. It's kind of interesting how similar these look. I'm curious if you guys also agree with this. For me, it looks kind of obvious. You have the block. You have the block right here. You have the bottoming on the bottom of the trend line. We have that right here. We burst back up to the top here, drop back down, and now I would expect us to grind here. Yeah, so I expect us to kind of follow the same exact pattern before we break out of this, and I think this will coincide with a end of the court case. It still could happen in September. The chart just doesn't look like that's what's going to happen, and right now the similarity between this and this, I think, are too much to ignore. I also want to point out another pattern I'm watching that shows a similar result, and this is just the same kind of thing on the log scale. We see the pump up, break down to support, pump back up to the top, fall down to the middle, grind back to the top and pop up, and I'll draw that out for you guys real quick right now. Once I find my brush tool, using a different one. So we have our brick right here, right there, and then we fall down here, and then we have our grind up, and before we have our grind up, we have our back to the top, and I'll put a circle here. So then I would expect this to also grind up, and as you can see, we have the same top, bottom, back to the top of the trend, and then grind up. So if this grinds up, we're also seeing potential end of the October, mid-November, just like we're seeing on the linear chart. Pretty similar patterns. This one looks a little more cleaner, a little more simpler. Anyway, guys, for now, if this breaks down below here, then all of it's gone. this is what I see playing out. I feel pretty confident in this. I like the way this looks. Looks pretty repeatable. So I just wanted to record this, document this, throw it on the channel so we had something to look back for. The old pattern is really kind of destroyed, so this is the new thing I'm watching. Make sure to comment down below if you guys agree with this, if you're also seeing this. Let me know if you have any comments about it, if you're seeing anything different. But for now, make sure you guys keep subscribing to the channel. Thank you so much, and Mikkel out.